Okay children, so if I could have your attention please, if you could look at the interactive whiteboard, we have a picture of a tree. This is a tree, and today we're going to be learning about trees using this picture. Okay, well, hopefully this isn't the approach that a teacher would use to involve more ICT in their classroom, but it does illustrate a point. ICT doesn't always lead to authentic and engaging learning. This leads us to the question that I want to focus on today, and that is, what can ICT bring to the classroom? Or more specifically, what is gained or lost as learning moves from the real to the virtual? Firstly, to answer this, we must consider what we mean by moving from the real to the virtual. I understand this to be the introduction of various types of technology into the classroom. By looking at our past, we can see this has happened before. Blackboards have evolved into the interactive whiteboards of today. Whereas word processing was always done on paper, we now use laptops and computers, and perhaps in the future we can expect tablet computers to be used for this too. In order to answer the question that I'm looking at, I've had to take a step back and consider when the virtual is appropriate and the real should take precedence. I've decided to use one particular example to help me discuss this further. Google Maps against the real world. I feel this is a valid comparison, as both have advantages for their use in the classroom. Firstly, the benefits for using Google Maps Street View. You can visit nearly anywhere. Are you studying in London but work in a school on the coast? Well, no issue. Let's have a look around using Google Maps. You may not be able to see everything in places such as Egypt, but there are images available, and what is available can only grow from here. Next, Google Maps is fast. You can type in a place and quickly view it, wasting no valuable teaching time. Next, using Street View is unaffected by issues found when leaving the school, for example bad weather or the dreaded risk assessments. We have the use of Street View, which also covers cross-curricular applications such as ICT through the use of Street View itself, geography and mathematics where you can look at coordinates. We look now towards the real world, where the benefits are very different. Learning in the real world is advocated by many theorists, such as Kremen and Arthur, who say that the outdoor environment does not only enhance learning in some areas, but is essential for children's learning in many subjects. When outdoors, children have the opportunity to explore the world with all their senses. This makes their learning more memorable. The images on Google Maps, they're not updated regularly. At times they're a few years in the past from when you are looking at them. This makes things inaccurate, and things like seasonal changes or the time are impossible to see. The final issue we have with Google Maps Street View is one with ICT in general. That is that failures with the internet or an interactive whiteboard going down can really spell disaster for any lesson that focuses heavily on this type of technology. In conclusion, both aspects have their strengths and weaknesses, and in most cases it would be important to consider how a combination of both could be used to improve teaching and learning in the classroom. When looking explicitly for what is gained by using ICT, we should look at the distinctive features that technology presents and consider how these are appropriate to the classroom. Firstly, interactivity, which Avril Lovelace describes as the way in which technology can engage its user, saying that ICT can offer dynamic feedback to the decisions and actions of a child. For example, if they're searching on Google or playing a video game, this allows them to immediately see if something's gone wrong, and they can interact and react to it immediately. Next we have provisionality, which is being able to make alterations freely. This is what I personally find most useful. McFarlane discusses how children can use word processors to write, correct and reorder without fear of being wrong, as editing is both quick and leaves no evidence. This brings us to the immediacy of ICT, with its automatic functions which ideally can cut the time spent organising and increase the time spent asking questions and developing deeper knowledge. This is speed. Finally, capacity refers to the vast amount of information that is available, while range refers to the varying types of information and software that can be accessed. So what now? Richard Noss argues that we need to utilise technology that is available to us now. It is certainly plausible to argue that what is lost is outweighed by what is gained, and it is easy to assume that technology and what it brings to learning will only become more relevant in the future.